Let's talk about Scream 6. Hello all you people out there in TV land. My name is CB Studios, also known as Kurt, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. We are here in the mask room, as you can see, but I'm sitting down on my rad Scream 3 director's chair that I made, channeling my inner Roman Bridger, and we've got the weird streamy mic now with a ghost face mask hanging off it, instead of the lapel mic, and that's because we're going to talk about Scream 6! The sixth installment in the Scream franchise, and as you can see, I'm a little bit of a fan. If you follow this channel, you'll probably know I dig Ghostface. So, I had a few people ask whether or not we were going to review this movie, whether we were going to talk about it, and I have figured that we will. Now, I went and saw a preview screening on the 8th, which was Wednesday night. It was just before the Australian release date, which was the 9th, and then my understanding is that the US got it on the 10th. So I got it like 3 days before you guys. No. Take that, America. Don't come after me, Americans. That was a joke. That was a joke. Now, before we get into this, I will let you know that we'll probably touch on some spoilery subjects. So, if you haven't watched the film, pause this now. Don't close it, because it'll ruin the engagement. Pause this now, go and see the film, then come right back and unpause and listen to me ramble on. It will be worth it, I promise. Okay, you ready? Yeah? We good? Anybody that doesn't want spoiled? You've all gone? We're cool? Yeah, sick. Hey, this movie rocks. It's a lot of fun. This is possibly one of the most violent Scream movies that they've done, and in fact, it's not even a possibility. It's pretty much the most violent. This guy, Ghostface, fucking terrifying. Coolest portrayal of Ghostface that we've seen. Some of the most vicious kills. This movie does not feature Neve Campbell, as a lot of people already know, and the movie does not suffer from not having Neve Campbell in it. The movie starts off, it's all set in New York City. We start off with a great fake-out kill with the beautiful Samara Weaving, who you guys might know from Ready or Not. She's also in Babysitter Killer Queen. Killer Queen? She's in one of the Babysitter films. The first one. She's in The Babysitter. Great movie series. Absolutely watch that. She's also in one of the seasons of Ash vs. the Evil Dead. So, fantastic. Love that to pieces. This movie completely offs her at the start. It's fantastic. She gets killed by Flash from Spider-Man Homecoming. So, that's pretty cool. This movie touches a whole lot on collectors and fans of Ghostface and that sort of insanity. And I will say insanity because we're all mad here. We all go a little mad sometimes. The character of Ghostface is fantastically portrayed. The twist is excellent. I really enjoyed the idea that they had hooked in, spoilers, with Scream 5 and the concept of family and don't fuck with family. That was a really nice aspect of it. It kept me guessing right until the very end, right until the reveal. It is beautifully played for scare factor and unease factor, seeing, again, spoilers, Richie Kirsch's phone number coming up in Sam's phone and her freaking out. The concept of the old killers, or killers past, from the Scream franchise was very, very well played. That they were counting down. The whole concept is that at each of the crime scenes there's another Ghostface mask used in one of the prior Ghostface slayings that has the DNA of a previous Ghostface killer on them, which is excellent. They shout out my boy Roman Bridger. Love that. That's very nice. It counts down, and it's beautiful. It's really nicely done. The shrine is fantastic. It's like looking in Drowned Boy Cosplay's lounge room. It's insanity. They've done a lot of really good work tracking down replica props, and I believe in some cases some original props used from the prior films. They bring back Kirby Reed from Scream 4, and that should be everybody's fan favorite character because Kirby is amazing. They do bring back Courtney Cox. She's pretty good in it. She holds her own against Ghostface. There's some very nice scenes with that. I very much enjoyed her portrayal in the movie, and I enjoyed seeing her get her shit wrecked. It was fantastic. The one complaint, I only have one complaint with this movie, and it's really, it can only come from somebody that does these things. It can only come from somebody that has studied these masks and is obsessed with them and is the creepy sort of person that they're referencing in the film. The Ghostface masks that they use for the killers are not the masks that they use for the killers. This was a little bit of a weird point, and I do understand why they've chosen to go this way, but they got very, very close with a lot of other merchandise, a lot of other props, and all that sort of jazz, and then they sort of fell right at the last minute. And that is, the masks that they've used are all these EU-style masks. The most common now, one of the most common style of Ghostface mask to find. If you know anything of the history of Scream, the original Scream mask was not an EU, it was a Fantastic Faces Generation 1. The stamp on the back of the chin would say Fun World Div. In fact, check out my last video for a really nice video on one of those Gen 1s. Those masks, the Generation 1s, were the masks worn by Billy and Stu in Scream 1. This movie tries to make a EU the mask that they used, or at least tries to claim that it is. The aged look is quite cool. It's very much like the zombies that they brought out for Scream 4, but that's not how PVC ages at all, so that shouldn't look like that. It's a cool look, don't get me wrong, and I do love that mask, but it's not how PVC ages, it's how latex ages, and these are never made out of latex. The mask that they've tried to say was Debbie Salt's, or Mrs. Loomis's mask, again, an EU. They do make a really nice reference to Debbie Salt being Sam's grandmother, which I loved, I thought that was great, but again, it's an aged EU, and I believe, if you really want to get technical, it should be an RDS, or Randy Death Scene MK. Roman Bridges would be a Scream 3 EU, so that's correct, it's cool enough. You really could have had a TD in there for Charlie Walker or Jill Roberts, because Scream 4 reshoots are a TD. My favorite mold of mask. But we didn't. We got more EUs, which is technically partially correct. And then Richie and Amber both used EUs, so that's fine. That's my one complaint about this movie. Everything else was fucking exceptional. There is an Ice 9 Kills sticker that I noticed on a fridge at the start. So Spencer Charnas gets a nice little shout out there. I'm a big Ice 9 Kills fan, so that made me very happy. And one of the only things that I desperately wanted from this film came true, is I wanted a Friday the 13th Part 8 Jason Takes Manhattan reference. And in Flash's, the character's name is Jason, but I'm calling him Flash. In Flash's apartment, when he comes home after offing Samara Weaving, we get to see Friday the 13th Part 8 Jason Takes Manhattan on a TV screen. And that made me very, very happy. There are some fantastic shout-outs to previous films. There's a lot of really nice references. They've got the giant green Scream 3 mask that's up on the wall in Roman's offices in Scream 3. That's in the background of the shrine scene. We've got the giant fucking gold star thing that Derek gets murdered on in Scream 2. That's in there. Kenny's top story windbreaker jacket, which I fucking want one of. That's there in it. It's great. You get Dewey's sheriff badge. We've got all of the knives and killer robes from the previous Scream films. You get to see Sam wear a Ghostface mask and stab the fuck out of somebody dressed as Ghostface. Awesome. Love that. It's a love letter to the fans. It's a really fresh take, taking the idea of Scream 2 and building upon that for another sequel. Everything about it was just really, really, really good, and I can't wait to see it again, and again, and again, and again. This is absolutely one of my favorite Scream films in the series, and I've only seen it the once! This is a series that very rarely misses, and even when it does miss, it's not by a lot. A lot of people don't like Scream 3. It's one of my favorites. It's a little bit more campy, but you do get some very, very poignant commentary on the predatory aspect of the filmmaking business. Real rich coming from guys called Weinsteins, huh? I do love all of them. I feel this is one of the strongest Scream films that they have brought out. Radio Silence have done a fucking fantastic job. Wes would be proud. If you didn't enjoy the retread aspect of Scream 5, then you're going to fucking love Scream 6 because it's so fresh and it's so new. Not having Sidney Prescott in it does not make a difference at all. It's really, really good. The New York setting is fantastic. At no point did it feel like it was shot in Canada, even though it was. It's the second fucking horror film set in Manhattan. Well, probably a bunch more, but yeah, Friday the 13th Part 8 was filmed in Vancouver, and this one was filmed in Ontario in Canada, so I guess Canada looks like New York. The movie's fucking great. Go and see it. Make it the biggest horror film of this year. If you've been feeling jaded by horror films like Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends, then this is really going to refresh it for you. This is going to bring it back. Give you a whole lot more love for the series. Everybody's going to want a Ghostface mask, an aged Ghostface mask from Scream 6. Funworld's coming out with those. They're going to be fucking rad. I think I might modify one of my EUs that I've got kicking around in a box into being probably Billy's mask from Scream 6, because that's real nice. All in all, it's an absolute home run. Go and see it. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. It's a little bit different than how I would normally do these sort of videos, but I didn't feel like standing up. I wanted to sit down. I figured you guys might like listening to me just ramble the fuck on for 10 minutes. Thanks for giving me 10 minutes of your life that you'll never get back. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Until next time, I've been CB Studios, and I'm going to go buy some more tickets to Scream 6. Bye-bye.